We're trying to continue to grow the Cowboys Report. The next goal is 200,000 subscribers. We are almost at the 5K sub mark this season, and we have passed 198 total. You want free Cowboys videos? Hit that sub button for me right now. We have the Thursday Cowboys Injury Report out. Let's run through it. First up, still no Micah Parsons. Highly doubt he plays. Eric Kendricks did not practice on Thursday with his calf and shoulder issue. That is a very real concern because if you can't practice Thursday, that's when I start to get worried about you. Can he go? Also concerning is his backup, Nick Vigil, did not participate at practice on Thursday. He's the backup middle linebacker. So your two, in theory, green dot play callers have not been practicing. We'll know more on Friday. McCarthy said Kendricks was going to be limited today, and then he wasn't. I don't like that. That sounds like bad news to me. Some good news, I guess, is Marist Liufau was a full participant with his quad issue. He played last week with it, so I was never that concerned. The bright side, I guess, is that DaRon Bland was a full participant again at practice today. That is 2 straight days. He has not missed any work. In his first days being with that 21-day practice window open, bodes very well for him being able to play in return against the Detroit Lions. His top replacement, apologies to Amani Oruwariye, Caelen Carson, has been full as well the past 2 weeks with his shoulder. He should be back this week. Now, Trevon Diggs did not practice today after being full with an ankle injury on Wednesday. However, he missed today's practice because of an illness. So I would not have much concern about his availability. We saw Markquese miss Wednesday's practice with, I would assume, the same bug. He was back today. So I'm not worried about your cornerback room. Everything looks pretty good there. Tyler Guyton, though, also was a full participant at practice with his knee issue, which maybe ends up being more important than we thought because Zack Martin, after resting on Wednesday, did not participate today with what has been labeled a back issue. He was with the rehab group. So that's concerning. Much like Eric Kendricks, if the veterans can't get anything in on Friday, historically speaking, they don't play on Sundays. So we will have to monitor Zack Martin. We will have to monitor Eric Kendricks. In theory, if they do miss a game, they're back in time for after the bye week, which hopefully is when you get Micah Parsons back as well. So will Micah return for the game against the 49ers? Y for yes, N for no. It is the pinned comment on today's show. So if the ad comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and go vote. Let's talk running backs. After Clarence Hill reported, after we built the entire dang show, Ezekiel Elliott has spoken to the coaches about his role and remains, quote-unquote, dumbfounded about his lack of opportunities, at least as the red zone back. You know what happens when various players complain about their playing time. Sometimes things don't go very well on that. Look, Rico Dowdle very clearly and correctly is RB1. Now, I've had my issues with how the Cowboys have handled Zeke and this running back room in general. I do actually think Zeke has a pretty valid point. Where, look, Dowdle's better. He is a better early down back, better pass catcher, and not really a significant downgrade in terms of even short yardage or pass blocking, but he is not 100% back. And he's not being used as such. The snap counts from week 5, 50% for Rico, 30% each because there are some fullback reps in there for Hunter Lipke and Ezekiel Elliott. Zeke's snap counts went back up in week 5 against the Steelers. It was 51, 40%, 19%, 18%, up to 30% and 23 snaps total against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I would argue that the Cowboys have simply not used Ezekiel Elliott properly. That the stuff he does well, the stuff you signed him to do, is not how he is currently being deployed, utilized, maximized, etc. I'll break down some of the evidence for that here in just a second. But first, today's show is made possible by Game Time. Game Time Picks is curation designed to save you even more on sports, concerts, comedy, theater, etc. It is just something to make getting tickets on great seats and make it even easier to see your favorite teams play live. It filters out all the fluff to only show you the incredible deals. You have to waste time, at least as much time, searching through thousands of tickets. The all-in pricing feature shows your total cost up front with no surprise fees at checkout. You can get the panoramic view from your seat, move your phone around, get an actual good view of where the heck you're going to be sitting so you're not blocked out by a pole or anything along those lines, especially baseball games. Like, you never want to be directly behind the foul pole, right? Which you should know, but it's just the panoramic view helps make it easier, right? The game time guarantee is this. If you find tickets in the same section and row for less, Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. So download the Game Time app today, create your account, and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. But again, create your account, redeem code CHATSPORTS, CHATSPORTS, for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? It's Game Time. Links in the comments and the description of today's show. Now, Pro Football Reference, very valuable, does splits. These are the carries and yard to go situations. 1 to 3 yards, he's got 7 carries, 22 yards, a touchdown, 6 first downs. So, really high success rate. The guy that's always been really good about getting 3 yards when you need 2 or whatever in that ballpark does a really good job of it. But he's got 0 touches in the 4 to 6 yards, 3 for 11, 7 to 9 yards, 20 of his 40 carries, and this includes some additional stuff, maybe get called back to flags, whatever, have come in 10-plus yard situations. Why? This is a short yardage back, no? And Rico Dowdle has been deployed more frequently in short yardages. Now, Dowdle's gotten you more yards total. He's been more efficient in terms of the average carry. Elliot has been more efficient in terms of getting you the first down, which tracks, right? This is someone who's going to give you more impactful plays than Dowdle, who's going to get you more explosives potentially. Zeke's going to get you the yards that you need more frequently. That certainly makes sense. Now, the other area where the pro Zeke brigade was always in was he can do short yardage, he can do pass protection. Well, since week 2, Rico Dowdle and Hunter Lipke have both outsnapped Rico Dowdle in pass protection situations. In fact, it's double for Rico Dowdle. So here's my overall question. If you are not using Zeke Elliott in short yardage spots and not in pass protection, not in that low red zone near those goal-to-goal spots, then why is he here? And more importantly, why is he active on game days? The vibes argument, okay, that's fine. But why would that be the usage here? That's what I don't understand. Because right now, this Dallas Cowboys team is simply deploying Zeke as just the backup. That's just what he is. He's RB2. He comes in when Rico Dowdle needs a breather. Not specific situational usage. And I don't know. Those numbers aren't good. I'm sorry. So if that's the role, then you need to find a better option. Because that role is not right, and it is not maximizing him, and it's actually just not very efficient at all. So if you want to give Dalvin Cook a chance, now is your time. If you're not going to let Zeke be your short yardage guy, and you're just going to let Hunter and Rico do that, let's try getting a better RB2 in there. Because also then why is Dalvin Cook here, right? You're not going to give him a chance. So I think in general, it's been my issue for a while. I don't think this staff does a good job of utilizing their backs, period. How long did it take him to go to Rico, right? Even though he was clearly better. They're not playing Cook. Zeke's being misused. They're not even using Deuce Vaughn at all properly, because again, it's just inside stuff with Deuce Vaughn. So will Dalvin Cook get a shot with the Dallas Cowboys? 1 for yes, 0 for no. Let me know in the comments of today's show. Quick aside, by the way, maybe Zeke's hurt. Here's the thing. He's not on the injury report. So somebody lying on that front. Speaking of somebody lying, see how I did that transition? Davante Adams trade. The Cowboys are reportedly out now on a Davante Adams trade, but here's the thing. Were they ever really in on a Davante trade, or was that just kind of like, used to generate more leverage or interest or clicks or whatever the hell it was? The team's out, per The Athletic. The Chiefs, Cowboys, Ravens, and Commanders not involved anymore in an Adams trade. That leaves 4 teams in: the Jets, Saints, Steelers, and the Buffalo Bills, which all certainly make some sense. I don't know why I put the Ravens logo in there. I'm an idiot. I clearly meant the Buffalo Bills on that front. Here was the reason why, per The Athletic. The Dallas Cowboys also called about the 6-time Pro Bowler, but they passed because they didn't want to take on the remainder of his base salary, which is about $12.5 million. Why do I feel like if the Cowboys actually called, it was, hey, how about we give you a 5th and you eat the contract? Why do I feel that was how that negotiation went down? So if you were the Jones boys, would you have pursued Davante Adams? T for you would have tried. P for you would have passed. I don't really believe the Cowboys were ever actually in on this, because how many times have we seen the exact scenario that we just saw get played out? Big name players available. Cowboys immediately get linked and then actually know the Cowboys are not involved. And he goes somewhere else. That happens every single time. Sometimes it's click focused. Sometimes it's the agent. Sometimes it's the other team. Sometimes it's your own team trying to stay in the headlines. It's frustrating to me. Now, Adams' money is actually not that bad. If you wait longer, then it becomes a bit more affordable, which maybe they don't wait that much. The contract each week, if you traded before then, might have to wait until like week 7 since we're already to Thursday here. But they could have done it if they wanted to. They simply did not want to.